Was scanning the QR code at the supermarket and a male decides to tell me in a loud voice that there goes your privacy, so I decided to yell at him to F off. I shocked myself. Everyone clapped. Oh my goodness, she said the thing. Everyone clapped. Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to r/ThatHappened, part 9. Let's get started. So, we go to Walmart for this next one, home of all things crazy. At Walmart and my girlfriend kissed me. One of the workers was staring at us and ran straight into our carriage, which conveniently went crashing into other people's carriages. Got embarrassed, then he ran into the back storage. Alrighty then. Told ya she's dangerous. Can't bring her nowhere. Nah, no one would bat an eye. It's Walmart we're talking about here. For this next one, this guy eats 450 pounds of food a week? So I'm pretty sure I made my neighbor feel like a huge wimp today. I was walking out of my house and passed him while he was checking the mail. He said, "What's up, buddy? Where you walking to in this hot-ass weather?" I was like, "Just going up to the grocery store to get some groceries." He was like, "Oh shit, isn't that like 2 miles away?" I was like, "The shitty-ass old one is, but I'm going a little further to the new one." He was like, "Damn, how much further is that one?" I replied, "Not too much, just an extra 20 blocks there and then another 20 blocks on the way back." He was like, "Holy shit, it would kill me just to walk to the old one. What the hell do you carry back from there?" This is the best part. I cracked a smile and said, "Just doing my usual 16-bag grocery trip, 8 bags per arm, and weighs about 75 pounds per arm." He couldn't believe it and said it was impossible. Felt pretty good to have someone be so impressed they think something I do 3 times a week is impossible, haha. Watch out, we got a tough guy over here. And for this next one, a proud crypto dad lets 8-year-old techie get a $500 digital ledger. I finished my Sunday soccer game and got this for my 8-year-old son. I had to oblige and got him a wallet with $500 BTC. "Can I buy Bitcoin? Please, 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 please." Those pleases are so annoying I can somehow hear them through the texts. Sure. As in sure that happened. For this next one, sure, of course. How many times am I gonna say that? I'm randomly remembering the time I talked a gang of Italian banditos out of mugging my entire family in Amsterdam by charming them with my very unexpected knowledge of their language and conversing and joking around with them while fiercely attempting to de-escalate the situation. There were easily 17 young men in the gang that surrounded us. Lesson: it pays to be bilingual. Listen, you could be a polyglot who speaks 27 languages. It still won't make this story any truer. For this next one, totally true. I was the phone. Today my 14-year-old son and I held a yard sale. He was reluctant and stayed in his phone most of the time. Probably the only part of the story that's actually true. Then a mother and a daughter came up, clearly financially troubled, or finicially troubled as this person spelled it, and the mother told me her daughter was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer 3 days ago. Her daughter asked my son how much a stuffed bear was. My son looked right at her and said, "Give me the biggest smile you got." The little girl gave that smile her all. He then handed her the bear and said, "That smile's worth $1 million, kiddo." I've never been so proud. This next one's also true. I was the bill. I was eating at a restaurant, and as I looked outside, I saw a homeless girl staring at me. I invited her to my table with social distancing, of course, and we enjoyed her meals we ordered together. When asked for the bill, they sent it with $0 with, "You did well, now it's our turn." Karma is real, people. That's why I post things for internet points. Watch that karma go up and up. This next one just reads like fanfiction. This quiet kid, a kid named Tyler who was in the same class in high school as me, didn't talk. He would either text the teachers the answer to a question or use facial expressions and movements. That was until the day 12th of December 2015, our graduation day. Everyone but him and some troublemaking students said a speech. After that, there was a party being thrown. Me and some of my friends were going there, and when we got there we saw Tyler. We thought we might as well hang out with him since he was sitting alone drinking some kind of soda. After the party I realized it was alcohol called a cruiser. I was talking with my friends about this karaoke thing we saw ahead of us. I was just sitting next to Tyler and my friends. but we ended up getting a bit bored, so we started playing Truth or Dare. Tyler shared little interest to the game until he was asked Truth or Dare. He made a D with his fingers, meaning he chose Dare. My friend dared him to sing a song, any kind, but it had to be related to real-life experiences. He sang this song and everyone was shocked since this was the first time we heard his voice. Surprisingly, he had a Russian accent. Anyway, after the she said she was single and I'm just a nice guy part, he started unbuttoning his shirt, which he never done, with this devilish smirk on his face to show a lot of muscles, abs, and tattoos. He was grinding his body in the air and the girls were getting pretty red, and I'm pretty sure the guys liked it too. And because of that hot mother effer, I'm gay. Thanks Tyler, you sexy Russian bastard. I'm sure he had a foursome with the jocks after the party ended though. What in the world? Hey, if you're enjoying this, then why not hit that like button? If you want to see more, subscribe and hit that little notification bell, and comment if you have something on your mind. For this next one, good ol' Instagram ads. Every time I wear this hoodie, someone has asked me where I got it and how much they love it. I feel famous when I go out, laughing emojis. Yeah, I'm sure this hoodie attracts everyone within a 5-mile radius. They're just begging to know, where did you get this? For this next one, those eyes ignite me. Am I the a-hole for leaving a bad review on a diner and ruining the waitress's life just because she was complimenting my husband's eyes? My husband's 30th birthday was several days ago. We decided to go celebrate at a new diner and invited my in-laws to join us. Throughout the entire celebration, this 20-ish waitress who served our table kept acting strange. She didn't take her eyes off my husband and threw some inappropriate comments at him and in front of us as she came and went. I was feeling uncomfortable but decided not to make a scene, hoping she'd stop, but when she brought the drinks, she puts them on the table, leans close enough towards my husband thinking no one would hear, but we heard what she said, and it was, "The sparkle of those eyes is igniting me. P.S. My husband has electric blue eyes." I was flabbergasted. Truly. I couldn't believe she just said that. I told her, you know what, you're being inappropriate right now, and you need to stop. She then smug smiled and turned around and walked away. I got weird looks from my in-laws and it was awful. I got home and left a very bad review on the diner. The next day I'm contacted by the manager asking me to specify the bad experience I had at their diner, and I tell him. He then calls back and tells me their business is new, and this kind of reviews might harm their business, especially when they're so new with very few reviews. For this next one, it has to be true. It was literally the first time, guys. So I was working at a supermarket last year and this song came on over the radio. It was literally the first time in my life I ever saw everyone dancing, humming, and singing along to the same song. Such a beautiful sight. So magnificent to see everyone in perfect sync, just singing, dancing, humming. For this next one, can't confirm, I was the tampons. My female bestie stops to buy tampons. Male clerk, oh, it's that time of the month, eh? Bestie, ... No, actually, I'm a dude and I'm buying these for your mom. Kinda sad I won't be able to screw her tonight, but you know how it is, right? And the old man in line behind her said, I'm not current on all the lingo, but I believe you've just been burned, young man. If you're gonna fake a story, at least make the dialogue realistic. Bruh. In my health class today, we were talking about STDs, and when the penis picture showed a before and after, I looked behind me because the after photos are absolutely disgusting and I'm squeamish. And the weird kid that sits behind me has his knees up with his shirt pulled over his knees and his phone flashlight on in there. I wasn't sure what he was doing at first, but when I saw the silhouette of his hand going up and down very rapidly, I gasp and everyone looks towards me at the kid and starts a mixture of laughing, gagging, and ew. He then pokes his head out of his shirt and turns beet red. The teacher sees this and also turns beet red. Then the kid gets up and runs out of the classroom with dong still hanging out. Oh, these kids. For this next one, this is what this century is, queen. Yesterday in town, a group of girls asked, is this your car? I was like, yeah. The empowerment and hype that came afterwards was beautiful. Phrases like, you go girl, this is what it's all about, queen, powerful woman, this is what this century is, and rock star. This is what the world needs more of. Hyping each other, no strings attached. That acknowledgement was appreciated. For this next one, well, thank God he knew all three. Last night while my girlfriend and daughter were asleep, I just happened to wake up and go to the restroom. Someone forced open my front door and entered my home. I walked into my room from the bathroom to see a man standing in the corner of my bedroom where my girl was asleep. I flipped on the light and immediately attacked the intruder. Thank God I knew how to box, wrestle, and do some jujitsu because I had to use all three in the blink of an eye to keep my family safe last night. The police have the guy and my girls are safe. I still feel some type of way, even though I should have done more. Please send some positive vibes and say a prayer for my girls, as they're still pretty shocked and scared. Thank you and love you all. For this next one, long live the Facebook comment section, for they provide unlimited content for these kinds of subreddits. I was walking off the shoulder and a cop was on that laptop and had to swerve to not hit me 2 feet from the shoulder when I yelled out, "Learn to friggin' drive." His lights come on and he tried to get me for public intoxication when I had not been drinking. Field sobriety test, the works. Second officer arrived and said, "Insert cop with a tiny penis name. We cannot arrest someone because you almost hit someone again." And then she gave me a ride home. 134 reactions and most of them were laughing. That tells all you need to know about what people think about this one. Alright everyone, let's all change our mindsets because we need to be on that Sigma grind set for this next post. Guys, I turned down $202 million. I won the lottery. $203 million to be specific. They asked if I'd like that in a lump sum or monthly payments. I said neither. Give it all to my biggest hater. They did it. My reason, if my hater has $203 million, then I will make it my life goal to make $204 million. Most people don't realize the value of the gazillionaire grind, the hustle, the chase. You can't put a dollar value on that Sigma grind set, can you? No, you cannot. Which is why I want all of you to take a minute and think about how you could possibly be the next billion trillionaire. Alright? Just take a moment and think. For this next one, yeah, yes, yep. When I was in primary school, the head teacher stood up in assembly and said, "Who can tell me the hardest word to say?" So I put my hand up and said, "Anti-disestablishmentarianism," and the principal said, "No. The correct answer is the word sorry." And it was in that moment that I lost my trust in the entire education system. This next one's true. I was the bat on r/unexpected. Years ago when my son was 5 years old, my ex had been sent some stupid "click here for your coupon" that flashed a similar frightening image off and on. She somehow had it pinned to the menu bar, and when my son finished playing Oregon Trail and was gonna turn the PC off, he noticed the new icon and clicked on it. I was sitting about 15 feet away where I couldn't see the monitor, so all I saw was his eyes get wide. He then got a grim look on his face, hopped down from the chair, walked past me to the door that opened out to the deck, and picked up the short aluminum tire checker bat I kept there. He walked back past me without looking at me or saying anything to the computer desk, set the bat on the floor, and rolled the chair about 6 feet back. I was just watching, sorta like the story about one of Mike Tyson's former sparring partners who said he knew he should do something when Tyson wound up for a haymaker, but just stood there because he was simply fascinated as the moment unfolded. When I finally decided to ask what he was up to, my son picked up the bat, squared up, and smashed my high-dollar 19-inch NEC monitor, looked at me, and nodded once like, "I took care of that." Kinda weird when people add random details to the computer monitor and not anything else in the story. And someone else who actually thought this was real said, "Your son is my hero. His story needs to be told, maybe animated. So cool, nerves of steel, taking care of stuff by himself." And this is why people think Redditors will believe anything. For this next one, I 100% believe a guy wrote this. 27-year-old female. I'm an 8 out of 10, and I use it to get what I want sexually. Ask me anything. Numerical ratings are subjective, but I think 8 is pretty fair. I'm tall, slender and fit, with a pretty face, long legs, and nice boobs. I'm not a Victoria's Secret model, and I'm not the hottest girl you've ever seen, but if you know me, there's a pretty good chance I'm the hottest girl you know. People want me in their life, and it's easy to date pretty much anyone I want, and on my terms. I don't think I'm a deeply manipulative person. I wouldn't sleep with someone to advance my career, for example, but the temptations to use my appearance to get what I want sexually, though, are enormous, and I often give in to them. I dated 3 professors in college, 2 of them married because I thought it would be interesting, and it was. If I'm bored and in the mood on a weeknight, I'll text an ex for a booty call even if I know they're dating someone new. They never say no, of course, because I'm the hottest thing in town. At a wedding, I pulled the bride's brother and his friend for a threesome. It was fun. So I'm not gonna pretend I'm the most ethical person in the world, but I know that hotness fades with age, and I figure, why not enjoy being an 8 while it lasts? Anyway, ask me anything. I'll ask you a question. Are you actually a girl? Because it doesn't sound like it. For this next one, spicy quote wins, winky face. Couple came in today at my place asking for spicy wings with no Vax card, so I said to them, what are you looking for? There is no truth. There's the only action. Action obeying a million different impulses. Ephemeral action. Action subjected to every possible and imaginable contingency and contradiction. Life. Life is crime, theft, jealousy, hunger, lies, disgust, stupidity, sickness, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, piles of corpses. What can you do about it, my poor friend? Okay, that was just plain weird. We got ourselves a long one for this next one, so brace yourselves. Does your mom have any male friends besides your dad? On r/malicious compliance? Genetic math? If you say so. When I was a sophomore in high school, our biology teacher gave us a genetic math assignment. We were to use our parents' blood types to determine our possible blood types and then confirm our work by typing our blood in class. This was before current biohazard practices. I'm adopted and knew its implications on the assignment, but my teacher didn't ask, and I was looking forward to having a little fun. He wasn't the worst teacher, but I didn't care for him. I'd been a blood donor, so I knew I was AB positive, and based on the assignment, that was not possible. Typing our blood involved pricking our finger, putting blood on 3 separate glass slides, and applying a drop of reactant on each slide. One reactant identified A, one B, and one positive and negative. Of course, all 3 indicated, so I showed the teacher my work with a confused look. Teacher, you've obviously messed up your test. Each reactant goes on only one slide. Me, yes sir, that's what I did. Teacher, well something isn't quite right. Let's test again. Together, we test again. The result was the same. Teacher, I'm sorry, someone must have mixed all these reactants. Let's get new bottles and test again. So I pricked my fingers a 3rd time. Same result. Now the teacher's getting a little nervous. He's stammering a bit. I just look at him waiting to see what he'll say. At this point, it's worth noting my biology teacher had only one volume setting, loud. Any conversation he ever had with any student was clearly heard by the whole class. Teacher, do you perhaps have anyone else you call uncle who isn't really your uncle? Me? Oh, sure, Uncle Jim is really my second cousin once removed on my mother's side. Teacher, no. I mean, does your mother have any close male friends besides your dad? Me? Confused look. Teacher, so I guess what I'm trying to say, at this point, I've had my fun. My teacher had beads of sweat on his brow and lip. I interrupted him. Oh, of course, I'm adopted. That was the last year he gave that assignment. And of course, to top it all off, an edit for formatting. And of course, in the spirit of Reddit, it got 3,800 plus upvotes and even some awards. Gotta love the creative writing on Reddit and the people who fall for it. For this next one, we need 20 cc's of attention stat. 5 stars. I went here on a first date. When the woman I was with got up to go to the bathroom, our waitress came over to me and said, "Are we on a first date?" I said, "We are," using unbeknownst to her the royal we. Like all white people who bought 23andMe, I'm 18 generations removed from being vaguely related to King someone or another. "Well," she said, "if it doesn't work out," and then she gave me her number, which was nice. So was the salmon, by the way. Did the salmon also ask you out by any chance? And we go to Quora for this last one. It isn't all intellectuals. Some of them are master seducers. Like this individual, who decided to stay anonymous. I was sitting with one of my lovers at a restaurant and discussing measurements of carpet. She went, "But that's big, 10 inches, and I don't think..." I put my hand on her mouth and said, "Don't say any more." I was loving how every woman was looking at me with a seductive look. Every single one of them. I turned a little to one woman and winked. My lover was a bit slow and didn't understand until a few minutes later. "Oh," and grins. I'm sure he gets all the ladies. He's got that Sigma male energy, of course. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Bacon Cat, Catalan Cormendia, Jury of Jubilantly Juggling Jerry's, Spoonie the Rogue, and Benjamins. You can join in the link below, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you have something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. See you guys next time.